Hello, my name is Donna White. I'm a County Extension Agent with Texas AgriLife Extension Service, and I'm here to show you a little different recipe for your family's dinner tonight. Now you're going to have to think outside the box with this one because it's actually served most times at breakfast. It's called a breakfast casserole. But here's why I'm going to show you this for your dinner tonight. During the holiday season, sometimes our schedules get interrupted and we may sleep late in the mornings, especially with the kids home. So this would be a great brunch idea, or even on school days when our weeks are so hectic, sometimes we don't get a good breakfast in the morning. So why not offer breakfast to your family for their dinner? So let's start by telling you the ingredients of this breakfast casserole. We're going to have 8 slices of bread. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more about the choices of bread when we get to the making of the recipe. We have a cup and a half of shredded cheese of your choice, whether it's cheddar, Monterey Jack, pepper jack, your choice. 2 cups of fat-free half and half. 1/2 cup, or about 4 ounces of Canadian bacon chopped in bite-sized pieces. We have about 5 eggs. Now I have chosen to use egg substitutes or the pasteurized egg substitutes because they're a little bit healthier. We'll talk about that in just a moment. And then the seasonings is really a personal family decision. I've included salt and pepper. We'll use paprika to garnish at the end. Now your family may prefer things a little spicier and a little hotter. If that's so, you could use jalapeno peppers or some crushed red pepper. Either one. So let's get started. If you'll notice, the first thing I've done is I sprayed my pan with some nonstick cooking spray. Now I have adapted this original recipe into one that is healthier, and as I go along I'm going to tell you about the changes. The original recipe had you buttering the bread and then putting it in the casserole, but if you use the nonstick cooking spray, it saves on those fat calories. Now all you need to do on the bread is just tear it into bite-sized pieces, and again this is 8 slices. You may prefer whole wheat bread. For appearance in this casserole I chose white bread, but you have so many good choices now in white bread that this bread had 4 times the fiber of regular bread, and it had calcium and extra iron, so you can have very good choices now in a lot of the different breads that are available on the market. Now the size pan that you use, you may notice this is kind of an oval pan. You could use a rectangular 13 by 9 cake pan if you have that at home. That would work just fine. So I've got all my bread now torn up into bite-sized pieces. And you can just put them in there. That's ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do, and I just use a large mixing cup. You could use a mixing bowl. I'm going to combine my 5 eggs, my half and half, and again I use the reduced fat half and half, and I use the egg substitutes rather than the whole eggs to cut back on some of our fat and cholesterol. And then for the meat, the original recipe called for sausage, which I'll admit my husband still loves, but I substituted some Canadian bacon because it's a little bit healthier choice. And on the cheese, I'm going to add I've got a Mexican blend of cheese here that I used 1/2 cup. It's a total of 1.5 cups of whatever kind of cheeses that you would like. Now I'm going to save about 1/2 cup of cheese to garnish the top of the casserole with. And then all we're going to do is mix this together. I'm going to add salt and pepper at this stage. And like I said, if your family likes things spicier, you could add the spices of your choice. We're just going to mix it. And then it's poured directly on the breadcrumbs. It's very easy to put together. And I'm just going to cover all my bread with the egg mixture. Now here comes a little trick to the recipe that I'm just going to pull on you. You may think, well, that looks like a soupy casserole. Well, the trick to this casserole is this. Now it's ready to put some saran wrap on top of this casserole as soon as I garnish it. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm going to put the extra cheese on top. And then if you choose, you could put a little bit of paprika just to make it look pretty. Give it just a little bit of color. Now we would take some saran wrap and put over this casserole. Put it in the refrigerator. If you're going to have this casserole in the morning for breakfast, you'd put it in the night before. So it is something you need to make up ahead of time. Or if you're having it for dinner tonight, you could make it in the morning, put it in the refrigerator, and let it set up. What we do is we need to give it time for the eggs to soak in all the bread, and then it's ready. As soon as that occurs, then when you come home and you're ready for that quick supper for your family, all you do is take the saran wrap off, place it in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 35 minutes. Now, after you get it out of the oven, it's always good to just let it sit on the table for about 10 minutes or on the cabinet, and that way it has time to kind of set up and gel, and it cuts real pretty that way. But I think it's a meal your family will enjoy. This dish is high in, of course, calcium, and protein and iron, fiber in the bread, so it's a healthy choice for your family, and it's also very economical. This makes about 12 servings, and it's under $1 a serving. I believe it's about 75 cents a serving. And as you can see, I have chosen to serve this with a muffin, some fresh fruit, and then I have a cold strawberry soup that is very good. And when you download the recipe off the website for the breakfast casserole, I'll also include the strawberry soup recipe. I hope you got a new idea for your family's dinner tonight, whether you choose to serve the breakfast casserole at dinner or at breakfast. The next time you're looking for healthy meals for your family, I hope you'll check the resources at Texas AgriLife Extension Service.